Welcome to Shackle Island, week 2 for our high school football season, and welcome to the Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals presented by Dr. Pepper. It's Beech and Henry County tonight alongside Coach Josh Corey. I'm Jonathan Hutton. Glad you're with us tonight on My TV 30, where this evening we'll see Beech and Henry County rivalry matchup for the 10th time since 2011, Josh.
Yeah, if you like playoff teams and old school ground and pound football that's won in the trenches, you're going to love tonight's matchup.
Let's check out our mission for tonight's game presented by the Tennessee Army National Guard. And we start with the visiting Patriots from Henry County. Tonight, they're on the road without their head coach.
Well, COVID's affected every team in some way. Tonight, with head coach James Counts in quarantine, Henry County will look to head freshman coach Steve Summers to fill in and lead the Patriots. Look out for the two-way players for Henry County. Caden Marshall will play up to 4 positions. Zamarian Kendall, Lewis Hudson, and Javion Boyd will all be pulling double duty as well. For the Patriots, the sum is greater than any one part.
And for the Beech Buccaneers, they are looking for the man in the backfield.
Beech has a long lineage of some really good high school running backs. This year it's number 3, Patrick Hill's turn to be that guy. We'll see tonight if he can continue to solidify himself as the go-to guy for the Bucs. The identity of any team coached by Anthony Crabtree can be found at the line of scrimmage. It may not be flashy or score a lot of points, but it's also always strong at the point of attack and wins games like this early in the season.
Plenty of playmakers on the gridiron tonight. We'll feature a couple of them. First for Henry County at quarterback, Ryan Damron. They need a big game from him on the road.
Ryan Damron is an experienced player who gives the Henry County offense a legitimate passing threat. Damron threw for more than 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns last season and opened up the game last week with a 32-yard strike to Javion Bell. He's a pro-style quarterback who currently has offers from Kentucky and MTSU. He's going to be one to watch tonight for the Patriots.
And for the Buccaneers, it's hard to miss J.P. Courtney because he doesn't leave the field.
Yeah, he's a guy you'll see all over the field tonight for Beech. He's involved in every phase of the game. Check out his stat line from last week against Farragut. He led the team in receptions. He made 8 tackles on defense. He punted for a 40-yard average, and he returned a punt for 45 yards. There isn't a more impactful player for Beech that you'll find. He'll be another great one to watch.
We are nearing kickoff here in Shackle Island with Josh Corey. I'm Jonathan Hutton. Time to meet the third member of our broadcast team, Max Hers. Max, Beech comes in after winning in week 1.
Yeah, Beech a good win last week right here, Jonathan, over Farragut, who came from East Tennessee to Sumner County for a game. Beech won that game 20-7, but they won it late. 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, including a scoop and score, helped them pull away in a game that was 7-7. Heading into the 4th quarter, their head coach Anthony Crabtree said, "We were fortunate to get a win in that game. The defense played well. Their much younger offense with a pair of sophomore quarterbacks and a new O-line still has a ways to go." On the Henry County side, they faced off against Summit in a rematch of the 5A semifinals last year, and Summit won that game big, 50-14. They were ahead in that game from the beginning. Henry County got pushed around a little bit. They'll be facing another team that was tops in 5A last year, and like Summit, Beech moves up to 6A. A little bit more room for Henry County to be a 5A title contender, but they've had to contend with a couple of new 6A teams these first 2 weeks. Week 2 of the season, gorgeous hot night for some football, and we got a great game on our hands. It's the Beech Buccaneers and the Henry County Patriots coming up next here on My TV 30.
Just a beautiful night for high school football here at Beech High School as Henry County takes on the Beech Buccaneers. Here's tonight's coin toss presented by the Tennessee Army National Guard. Our lead referee is Ben Lawson. He is joined by Sergeant Andrea Swanson of the Tennessee Army National Guard. Henry County won the toss. They defer to the second half, so it will be the Beech Buccaneers who will receive the opening kickoff on their home turf. Before kickoff, let's check on the Bart Durham injury law injury update for tonight's game. And for that, we go to the sidelines with Max Hers.
Thanks, Jonathan. Not often that a head coach is on the injury list, but James Counts Jr. is home, quarantined with COVID, the head coach of the Henry County Patriots. He was with them week 1. He was sent into quarantine on Sunday. And Steve Summers, their freshman head coach, one of their school administrators, will serve as the acting head coach this week. He's been with Henry County as the freshman coach for 4 years and overall for 10 years, and was previously the head coach at Burke County High School in Georgia, Jonathan.
Thank you, Max. Roaming the sidelines tonight. He'll be in the booth next week. We are ready for kickoff. Henry County Beech meeting for the 10th time since 2011. The Patriots, they currently hold a 5-4 advantage in the head-to-head matchup. It's the Blood Assurance Kickoff. Support your local community blood center. Donate today and save 3 lives. Aiden Fry will kick off for the Patriots. And deep to receive is Patrick Hill. He's the starting running back for the Buccaneers. And he's running this opening kickoff back to the 25, up to the 30. Does a nice job getting past the 35-yard line. And that's where the Buccaneers will start 1st and 10 with quarterback Brian Rager. Beech has won the last 2 matchups against Henry County, and they will run out Rager, a sophomore, who was 6 for 8 last week passing in his first varsity game.
Yeah, Beech has a couple sophomore quarterbacks that they'll play throughout this game. The other one's number 15, Jackson Ford. But 2 young quarterbacks, an offensive line that's really young. It's going to be interesting to see what this Beech offense does.
And they do. They start with Ford. We expected to see Rager to start. They start with Ford, the other sophomore. There's a loose football, and it's recovered by the Buccaneers. Fortune for the home team on snap number 1. That's Andrew Page, who came up with it, the big, tall receiver on the outside.
Yeah, it's very fortunate. I think they're going to call Jackson Ford down at the 40-yard line. Here you go right here. Sophomore quarterback ball security. That's what you preach to as a coaching staff to a young kid. Protect that football with everything you got.
Ford appeared in 4 games last season for Beech. He was 3 for 5 passing last week. Not many passing yards in this offense. They average 11 passes per game over the years. To the ground here. This is Jolly. And Aaron Jolly on the end around gets near the line to gain.
Well, and that's the same look that they got to the other side on the first play right there. And this time they went with Jolly instead.
There is our BNC Metalworks starting lineup for Beech. They went with Ford at quarterback. We'll see the senior Patrick Hill running back, at receiver Andrew Page, Aaron Jolly, and J.P. Courtney on the offensive line, left to right. Overstreet, Vance, Powell, Reeves, and Sorensen. All are juniors up front except for right guard Wyatt Vance, a senior. It is 3rd down. Needing about 2 yards, and there are flags coming in on this 3rd down snap.
Yeah, it looks like the left guard moved right there.
Ball start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Wyatt Vance, the senior left guard. Just got a little butterflies in the stomach there, and it's going to take you a little while to calm down. But, it's hard to put your offense, when you've got a 3rd and 2, now you put them in a 3rd and 7. You've got to get something else in the playbook right here if you're Coach Crabtree and the Bucks.
They have Jackson Long, who's a big tight end, number 82 you see on your screen. He's a senior, a multi-year starter. He caught a 31-yard pass last week. Here's Ford rolling to his left. That pass complete to Jolly. Nice pitch and catch for the 1st down yardage. That is a UPS Store 1st down. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution.
Yeah, I really like the play call right here. They roll Ford to his left, get him out of the pocket. You're trying to instill a little bit of confidence in your young quarterback. That's a high percentage play right there. And a good play call by Coach Anthony Crabtree. They pick up the 1st down, and the Bucks are in Henry County territory.
Here's a carry to the right. That was Johnson getting an option there. The junior tailback, tackled by Luke Jackson, one of the backers. Henry County defense for you. Big up front with Conroy, Foster, and Overton. Seniors on the ends there. 2 more seniors on the 2nd level. Lewis Hudson and Luke Jackson, who just made the tackle. In the secondary, talent and speed. Richardson and Kendall outside. Olive and Boyd at safety. Second and 10. Ford over the top. Found his tight end. And he's tripped up inside the 10-yard line. That's Jackson Long. Another long reception for him. He was tripped up by Wellington. Wellington saved a touchdown.
Yeah, you mentioned Jackson Long, the Tulane commitment, had a 31-yard catch last week. He runs right down the seam. Nobody even covered him. Great job right there by the quarterback delivering the ball. That's the first big play of this football game.
That's the longest play so far this season for Long, 34 yards on the reception.
And what a weapon when you have a tight end who can stretch the field like that.
Great opening possession. Overcoming the false start penalty on third down. Another flag here. Here's Ben Lawson.
Right snap. False start. Offense. 26. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Want to quickly point out, Ben Lawson's looking to the press box in the press facility here at Chapel Island Stadium. Our cameras, due to the setup here on the opposite side, on the visiting sideline. So if you're wondering at home, why is he looking the wrong way? He's not. He's looking up to the press box, and he's looking towards Anthony Crabtree, the home sideline, and the head coach of the Beech Buccaneers, who does a lot of winning right here in Hendersonville.
Yeah, I mean, 17 years here at Beech High School. He's won 2 state championships. He's been a runner-up as well. He has built one heck of a program here in Sumner County.
Been here since 2005. It goes handoff on a 1st and 15. Darius Johnson getting the carry again. See Johnson early instead of Patrick Hill.
Yeah, and you know, they kind of have a slew of running backs that can really kind of tote the rock. I know, you mentioned Patrick Hill. We talked about him in the open. He had 24 carries for 90 yards and a touchdown last week against Farragut. But Beech always plays a stable of running backs. They always have some pretty solid guys back there running the football.
Johnson still in there. Quick slant pass complete to Jolly. And Jolly gets down to around the 6. Aaron Jolly, senior receiver. Beech has some big receiving options in 2021.
Yeah, they have a good-looking core receivers there, and that was just a little slant route right there. Caught the defender playing outside leverage, and great ball placement by the quarterback right there. Put it right on the money, and a nice pickup. 3rd and 5 right here. You got to watch the tight end. The big tight end is a weapon in the red zone.
Handoff right up the middle, and Henry County does a solid job in the trenches of not allowing much room there for Johnson. They come out of the pile pointing towards their end zone, and they get a turnover. The Henry County defense came up with a loose football. Officials still discussing it. Their reaction would tell you that they got the football.
What a big play for the Henry County Patriots right here. They needed a play on defense. Great job by the defensive line.
There's the football out.
Gap
It sure
responsibility. They own the line of scrimmage right there. Beech unable to get any movement up front on the offensive line. And, we talked about it earlier. Ball security. And you got to punch that one in if you're Beech.
I believe that was Luke Jackson, one of the senior linebackers, who got a left hand in there to knock that football free. Turnover for Henry County. It's 1st and 10 from the 6. Great opening play. Busted up the sideline. Into Beech territory. Cole Townsend, the senior, gets the takeaway, and another senior, Townsend, takes the first handoff from the 6 and goes 56 yards into Buccaneers territory.
Well, Townsend had quite a hole right here following that big pulling guard up, and he's past the 2nd level. And there you see number 13, the star linebacker, Bronco Hanks for Beech. But what a first play for the Henry County Patriots.
And for freshman head coach Steve Summers, who is in on the sidelines coaching tonight for head coach James Counts, who is watching from home and no doubt standing up off the couch after the first two plays, go back-to-back first downs and put them into scoring range immediately.
Well, that's a great read right there by quarterback Ryan Damron. The defender, the corner, follows the receiver out into the flats, and he just hits the receiver that's coming across the top there, hits him right in the hole in the green grass right there, and what a job. This Henry County offense is on the move.
Inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone, they've gone 2 plays for 78 yards. Beech trying to rip out the football, making the tackle after Townsend took the carry.
Well, and you mentioned Beech and the turnovers. Going back to them offensively, they had 4 turnovers last week. They won that football game against Farragut, but they had 4 turnovers, and they've already got one tonight.
Dameron's at quarterback for Henry County. Townsend and Kendall combined for 18 carries and 63 yards last week against Summit. They run behind Luke Jackson, the fullback. Receiving options, Javion Boyd had 2 touchdowns last week. Julius Guthrie still looking for his first catch. The offensive line big up front with Brown, Herod, Mitchell, Hayes, and Jenkins. Quarterback keeper with Dameron. Gets inside the 5-yard line. 2 seniors on the offensive line in the last 2 plays. They've been running behind them. Here's the defense for Beech. A senior up front with Harris, Risha, Elrod, and Long, a 2-way starter. At linebacker, watch number 13, Bronco Hanks. He's a returning starter, only a junior. Bradley Powell is the senior leader with Nix and Johnson. And in the secondary, Cavender and Talbot are the senior corners. Courtney, the junior, at safety, our player to watch. It's first down. The UPS score first down. The third of this drive that started on the 6. Caden Marshall, who will come in at quarterback. He will work at running back. He'll play wide receiver. He'll play defense. He plays everywhere. Watch number 4 rotate in and out of this offense.
Yeah, and got a decent line surge right there. But, hey, these Beech Buck linebackers are really, really good. Bronco Hanks, you saw Tyler Nix in there, Darius Johnson. These guys are real solid at linebacker.
Nearing the goal line, and then push back a little in the pile.
How about the collision down there? Caden Marshall against these Beech defenders.
Josh, when you arrived to the press box tonight, you looked at me, and that was Bronco Hanks. You looked at me and said, "Are you ready for some smash mouth football?"
Yeah.
This game brings that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Both of these coaches, Coach Counts, Coach Crabtree, they're old school coaches. You don't see a lot of offenses come out and base in the eye, the pro sets and things like that. And Coach Counts even calls his defense the 50 defense.
It is 3rd and goal from the 2. Dameron turns, gives to Townsend, and he's tripped up. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. It was good effort from 17 Townsend, but Bradley Powell crashed through to make a big Bucks tackle.
What a tackle by Powell right here. Comes through unblocked. And, the Henry County defense on the other end made a heck of a play. They need one from Beech right here.
Henry County rotates kickers. They don't have much of a kicking game. And right here, looking to cash in on 4th and goal. There's Steve Summers, who's taking a timeout to talk things over. It's 4th and goal after Beech was knocking on the door at the Henry County 6-yard line. Henry County got a takeaway, 2 plays, 78 yards, and now they're knocking on the door of their own score. It's the United States Marines National Anthem moment, and our hearts are heavy with the events in Afghanistan earlier this week. And certainly we appreciate and thank all of the servicemen and women for their service and sacrifice to our country. It's the United States Marine National Anthem moment. Really nicely done here as the flag is at half staff, as it is across the country. Really great job by Beech and the marching band with the national anthem this evening here at Shackle Island. On the field, after the timeout, it is 4th and goal. Henry County with the takeaway on Beech's opening possession. And now they have the football. 4th and goal from the 2. Offense on the field with Dameron at quarterback. They think it to Townsend. Looking to throw. Pass incomplete. They went to Hudson, their senior tight end, a two-way starter. He was open. Pass a little hot, but he was open.
Yeah, that ball came off of Dameron's hands, and they got decent protection right there. It's the play they wanted. Great job by the quarterback of getting rid of the football and put it on the spot. Unable to connect, and I like the play call. I like the call by Coach Summers. It was the right thing to do. Even if you don't convert, you still give Beech the ball on their own 2-yard line.
Coach Counts watching from home tonight. He's got to be pleased with this start because now Beech takes over. They get the stop, but they are backed up against their own goal line. They start with a handoff to their big receiver. Keep an eye out for Andrew Page tonight in the receiving game. Watching him warm up, he is quite the talent.
Yeah, when Anthony Crabtree calls you a dude, that means that you are a pretty good football player, and he was real impressive warming up tonight. There you see 6'4", 205. He has that look of a big-time college receiver, and he's unable to turn the corner right there. Gives him a few yards, but just trying to get yourself off the goal line here if you're the Beech Bucks.
Henry County and Beech. Minute and a half to play, first quarter. Some whistles prior to the snap. Ben Lawson is our lead official in his 17th year with the TSSAA.
In fact, headed to the goal for replay, second half.
17 years ago, Ben and I interned together for the Titans Radio Network. How about that?
How about that fact? I had no idea.
He has been an official since then, and he's been a white hat, the lead ref for the last 5 seasons.
Well, Coach Anthony Crabtree is not going to like that, but that's not the official. That's his offensive line. And you worry about with an inexperienced quarterback, sometimes the cadence doesn't always get in there.
Quarterback keeper with Rager. Let's check in on the sidelines with Max Hers, who has more on Andrew Page.
Rager out on the field for this second drive after Jackson Ford played the first. Both of them are sophomores for the Beech Bucks, but they bring different things to the table. Ford is much taller at 6'6". He was a D lineman before he moved to Sumner County prior to his freshman year last summer. He lived in Santa Clarita, California, where he played D-line. Brian Rager has more quarterback experience. Coach Crabtree says he's smoother running the huddle. He says that's the biggest difference between the two guys. But until one pulls away, they're going to use both sophomores and go drive by drive as much as they can, Jonathan.
Thank you, Max. Play action here. Open back is Johnson. We're seeing more in the passing game early from Beech, and it's working. It's a good game plan.
Yeah, Coach Crabtree certainly has the weapons to kind of open this offense up a little bit more. And I really love the play call right there. You know, a lot of people would play that conservative and just try to punt the football, get their punter a few more yards. But Coach Anthony Crabtree elects to go with the play action pass. That's a very safe play right there, and ends up picking up the first down.
It is a UPS Store first down. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution. That first down play, the final play of this first quarter. No score, but plenty of action. Beech was able to get a stop on 4th and goal to hold possession currently as we go to the second quarter. Henry County has already denied one score with a takeaway by their defense. More coming from Shackle Island. You're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on MyTV 30. The Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on MyTV 30. Before we get going with the play from Beech in Henry County, we go to the sidelines with Tara Reeves. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm joined now with Sergeant Barajo, Sergeant Swanson of the Tennessee Army National Guard. I'm going to start with you, Sergeant Barajo. Talk about how the Tennessee Army National Guard differs from other branches of the military.
Tara, I'm glad you asked. Not only do we help to support the country, but in the Tennessee National Guard, we also support the community. So, past 18 months have been really busy from the tornadoes that hit last year, COVID, we've been out there to support that, and then also here recently with the floods that hit Waverly. So, always ready, always there.
Really appreciate your support. And Sergeant Swanson, talk about the different careers that are available to those who join the Guard.
Well, that's really up to the applicant. We have over 150 jobs that they can go into. It ranges anything from military police to aviation to intel. It's up to them what they choose, and we wish them the best success.
And then Sergeant Barajo, talk about the different benefits that come with serving in the Tennessee Army National Guard on top of the pride of serving your country.
Woo! I'm pumped up to talk about that. Yeah. It's honestly one of the best branches out there. Opportunity to get all your school paid for with the Tennessee Strong Act. Pays for a bachelor's up to a master's degree. Additionally, we got 401k plans, good health insurance, and the VA home loan. I mean, they just keep adding up, but it's also just about serving your country and community. So that's really the biggest benefit of all.
Awesome, guys. Sergeant Barajo, Sergeant Swanson, thank you for your time and for your service. Jonathan?
Thank you so much, Tara, and thank you to the Tennessee Army National Guard, all of the servicemen and women, and our Sergeant First Class Jeremiah Barajo and Sergeant Andrea Swanson for all they've done for the Tennessee Army National Guard and continue to do.
How about the enthusiasm?
I love
there?
it. Love it.
Isn't that great?
First and 10 for Beech as we begin the second quarter of the Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Dr. Pepper. One thing that stood out to me in the first quarter from Beech, Josh, normally we are used to seeing either a workhorse back or a stable of backs, and it was the passing game that stood out for Beech in that first quarter.
Yeah, and that's really personnel for Beech. You know, a good coach like Anthony Crabtree will adjust to his personnel. And he's got a little bit different personnel this year, has the ability to open things up, and that's what you've seen in the first quarter so far.
74 yards passing in the first quarter.
Could be a record for one quarter under Anthony Crabtree.
It might be. It might be. The quarterback right now is Brian Rager on 2nd down and 8 from the 24. Jackson Long is in motion, and there are whistles during that.
Looks like Coach Crabtree's going to take the timeout. The play clock was ticking down to 0. Instead of taking the 5 yards, he's going to go ahead and take that timeout.
11:09 remaining here in this first half. No score. Beech with the football, trying to put together a scoring drive. Here on Friday Night Rivals, you're watching MyTV 30.
As long
Remaining first half, no score. Beech with the football. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Anthony Crabtree's group. All Beech football does is win. 9-1 last season, 10-0 in 2019, 10-0 in the regular season in 2017. Few programs have been as consistent as the Buccaneers have been under Anthony Crabtree. They've won the last 2 head-to-head meetings against Henry County. Henry County, though, since 2011, holds the head-to-head matchup. 5 wins to 4 wins for Beech. Second down. Could be the throw. Rager puts it up top for his big receiver. Good defense on the outside. That was Marion Kendall, the junior, able to get that left hand in.
Yeah, Beech had exactly what they wanted as far as the matchup. One-on-one man coverage outside. It's a decent throw. That's a jump ball right there against 2 pretty good receivers, or two pretty good athletes. The receiver right there does a nice job of trying to come back, but Marion Kendall, he's a two-way starter for the Patriots. He does a phenomenal job on the coverage right there.
Two-way starter. He had 14 carries last week for 48 yards. plays on defense as well. He holds offers from MTSU and Memphis. Good start for him tonight. Third down after the pass breakup. Quick throw. This is Page. Kendall pushes him out. That was Kendall. And number 7, his cousin Jace Kendall.
A little extracurricular jawing right there after the play. I like how the secondary right there for Henry County came up, made the tackle. They didn't wait. They didn't sit there and buzz their feet and all that kind of stuff. They were aggressive. They went after it, and the officials are still trying to figure out what our distance is right here. Looks like they're going to measure this one. It was real close. If Henry County's defenders don't come and strike the receiver right there like they did, then it's an automatic first down.
It was 3rd and 8. As they extend the chains break.
Chains came off. Well, everybody hold your spot. Let's get it reconnected here.
Beech may want a couple of links reduced there. We'll see. I'm joking. Just short.
Yeah, game of inches, isn't it?
So it'll be 4th down. Stay tuned for the Bart Durham Injury Law Halftime Report. We'll have this week's Rackley Roofing Scholar Athletes, participating school administrator interviews, Thursday Night Lights, and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country, first half highlights, and so much more.
Well, and Anthony Crabtree is an old school coach. I guarantee he's got the philosophy of we've got 4th and 6 inches. If we can't pick this up, we don't deserve to win the ball game, you know. So he's going to be aggressive. He's got that, point of attack mentality, and they're going to go for this.
When he has his 2 seniors up front. Wyatt Vance at right guard, one of the leaders on 4th down. Can Henry County stay patient here? Rager tried to get them to jump. He could not do it. The Patriots hold firm there on the defensive front.
So now the question is, you draw them offside. Henry County sits back, and they're very disciplined. They don't jump. Now do you go for it? Now here's the question right here. If you're the Beech Bucks and Anthony Crabtree.
Well, so it's 4th and inches. The taller quarterback is Jackson Ford. Why not put him in and just sneak it?
Yeah, you could sneak
right
it.
Now Rager's in the huddle.
Yeah. I personally like to go with maybe the smaller, shiftier guy, just because he doesn't have as much surface area to hit and maybe gets held up there at the line of scrimmage. But neither one of these quarterbacks are running quarterbacks. And I tell you what, the interior defensive line for Henry County, got some big dudes down there. I mean, the nose guard Randall Foster, 6'2", 275, and the defensive ends that flank either side of him, they're not small either.
Henry County losing last week to Summit. Holding tough early on. Here against Beech in the trenches. Another test on 4th and 1. After the timeout, they turn. Give the handoff to Kendall. He got it. BMC Metalworks, first down pickup for the Buccaneers. BMC Metalworks, providing precision machining and fabrication services throughout the southeast area for over 45 years.
Good push by the offensive line. They've got 2 blocking backs in front of the back right there, and that's just power football right there. Nice line surge by that Beech Bucks offensive line, and good leg drive by the running back to pick up that first down.
Darius Johnson back in at running back. Rager, the QB. They fake it to him. Rager rolls out to his right, looking for a block from Long. Got it. Then he slides down. Flag down, though.
Yeah, I think this is going to come back on Long right there. He tried to get a block out in the open field for his quarterback, but nice job by the quarterback. Rager out there, he made a nice read. They covered up Long, and Long tried to make a block and ended up holding the defender.
Jackson Long, the son of former Titans offensive lineman Kevin Long.
Number 82, 10-yard penalty from the spot foul. We'll replay first down.
On the replay, you'll see it on the right side of your screen. Just follow the football here.
So they're trying to get the ball to Long right here in the flats. The defender does a nice job of coverage right there, and there you see it right there.
And Kendall got turned around.
And that's something you're not ever going to get on the Henry County sidelines when their defender gets tackled. Those coaches will let you know about it. And it's a good call by the officials being on top. It's a spot foul. So it's going to replay the down right here. And they're going to lose 10 yards, but it's going to be 1st and 18.
Yeah, so they'll snap from the 25. Some movement.
And that's probably caused by the shift right there. When Beech goes to move some guys and stem them around up front, Henry County adjusts in that movement.
False start. Offense, 74. The 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that shift from the defensive line causes the offensive lineman to jump.
Just get a little antsy up front when the linemen do that.
You know, you got to remember so many things when you're up there. You're down. You got to remember your count. You got to remember your blocking assignment. And then when you think you know your assignment and that guy shifts, now you got to compute that in your head. Well, all right, what am I doing now? So a lot of things to think about.
1st and 23 on the rollout pass, batted up in the air briefly on a throw that was intended for Aaron Jolly, incomplete. John Carter Olive in on the coverage.
You know, Beech using a lot of misdirection offensively tonight to open up things in the play action passing game. And you know, when you're a vaunted rushing attack like traditionally Beech is, you're allowed to do things like that, and it does open some things up in your passing game.
Now 2nd down and long. The handoff. Good lick. Henry County's defense, we were watching them warm up. First off, the first thing you notice, Josh, they warmed up in full pads on a hot and humid night here at Chaco Island.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, they were very vocal and fired up coming off of last week's loss at Summit. And you mentioned they'll come out fired up.
Yeah, I mean, Beech actually lost that football, which is the 3rd ball they put on the turf. They've only lost one. That one went out of bounds, so Beech retains possession. But it's real physical down there. These guys got off the bus. They warmed up in their pads, and they're ready to get after it.
3rd down. Henry County looking to get off the field. Quick throw. That's Page fighting his way back up to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a well-played defensive series by Henry County's football team right there. You know, Beech shot themselves in the foot with a couple penalties. They had the false start. They had the hold out there on the perimeter. But they kept everything in front of them. They got off the field when they needed to. That's a solid series right there for the Patriots.
Number 7, J.P. Courtney on to punt for Beech. He never leaves the field. And back deep is number 7, Jace Kendall, who also plays defense and will work in on offense as well. He returned a punt for 45 yards and also punted one last week as well. 8:34 remaining here in this first half. Henry County gets another stop. Offense back out when we come back on MyTV 30. The pumpkin spice lattes are back. That means Max Hers is leaving this game to go get one right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I may have to go get him one when we head up to Clarksville next week. It's that time of year.
Josh is still reeling from the pumpkin spice milkshake I got him in Cookville at the TSSAA championships last year.
Be sure to have one for him next week, Josh, okay?
No
Here's
doubt.
Henry County taking over after a nice defensive stop. Getting the ball back after the punt. Good defense, though, by Beech. Bronco Hanks, who last week had 13 tackles. He had a fumble recovery and an interception that he returned 24 yards.
Yeah, he's an all-region player, and what a great candidate for the Tennessee tough performer of the game. Guy at linebacker, he is the center of this Beech Bucks defense, and everything you want in a high school linebacker.
Added a sack as well last week. Second down. Back to throw. Looking up top. Receiver was there. Good effort. The quarterback, Dameron, put it to where only his receiver could go up and have a chance to get it. Just couldn't connect. It was Kendall, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it was a good spot. You know, it's where the receiver can catch it right there. It was a nice throw. They got the matchup that they wanted out there. It was a really good route by Kendall. They were unable to hook up right there, but yeah, that was a good-looking pass play as it was developing.
You mentioned Bronco Hanks as a contender for the Tennessee Titans Tennessee Tough Performer of the Night. We'll be giving that out tonight in the fourth quarter. Third down here for a tough effort from the defense. Hanks was providing pressure, and the pass off the mark. That'll bring up fourth down for Henry County.
Yeah, you mentioned Bronco Hanks right there on the pressure. Number 87, Reese Flowers, he was there as well. And quarterback had to throw that, Aaron had to throw that a little bit quicker than he would have liked to.
Beech will put back deep a handful of players. This is Gavin Lindsay, who is on to punt for the Patriots. Whistles prior to the snap.
Right snap. False start. Offense number 13. The flag route penalty. Still fourth down.
We'll have two back deep, Josh. Beech will. One of them is J.P. Courtney. Also number 30, Ryan Deacons. Trying to get some yardage here on a punt return from Lindsay.
Yeah, coach wants this
Another
ball.
low snap.
Yeah, coach wants this ball caught. Not a great punt, but that's why you put two returners back there to make sure the ball doesn't bounce and you get it caught and don't lose yardage on it.
Buccaneers looking for some momentum on offense. No score here in the first half. 7:26 remaining until halftime. The Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals game of the week. No score with 7:26 remaining here in the first half. Beech getting the football back against the Henry County defense. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind player of the game. Josh, one of the early season matchups we had last year was it Pearl Cone and Hillsboro that went to overtime, scoreless. It's a defensive matchup here so far.
Yeah, that was an exciting one. That was the first game back for Metro schools in Nashville, and you know, this is kind of what I expected. You know, these are two old school football teams, and you know, both defenses are playing extremely well so far early on in this game.
New drive means we're seeing a new quarterback for Beech, Jackson Ford, who started this game back in after Rager got the last possession. And Ford comes out striking down the sideline, connects with Jackson Long deep into Henry County territory. And the senior tight end has his second big reception of the night. The first one went for 34. This one 20 yards more. 54 yards for number 82.
Yeah, this is just a great read by the quarterback right here, number 15, Jackson Ford. Does a great job. They're on levels there. They have someone at a shallow level, an intermediate level, and a long level right there. He makes the read. The defender jumps on the shallow level, which makes the tight end, Jackson Long, open for a big gainer.
BMC Metalworks first down yardage. How about Jackson Ford? 4 of 4 passing for 111 yards in the first half. Trying to make it 5 for 5. He connects. Touchdown, Beech. The Buccaneers come out throwing again, and it works again. Jackson Ford, 5 for 5, and now he has a touchdown pass.
But when you got a receiver like 6'4", Andrew Page right there, that's a jump ball. You're going to throw it up and just go get it. And what a great throw by Jackson Ford. Great ball placement, but you know, it helps when you've got a receiver like number 5 out there to go get it.
The extra point attempt by Krall is up and good. Ford connects with Page, and it's 7-0 Beech over Henry County. Now 5 of 5 for 127 yards, Jackson Ford. The Jason Foundation scoring drive, 2 plays, 70 yards. It took just 40 seconds. 16-yard touchdown pass, Ford to Page. Let's check in on the sidelines with Max Hers.
Andrew Page, senior receiver, bringing that jump ball down. Head coach Anthony Crabtree pulled him off the basketball team. Page played football in middle school, did not play as a freshman or a sophomore. Coach Crabtree said he'd been after him for a year and a half to come out for the football team, and it finally convinced him in the spring of 2020 before his junior season. Then COVID wiped out spring practice. He finally got him on the team in September of last year. He joined the team late, was wearing uniform number 47. By the end of the season, he had become a regular on the team, got a playmaker number in number 5, and the way Crabtree convinced him to join the squad was saying if a bunch of colleges came in and all the players were in a line on the football team, he would stand out of everybody because of his size. He's 6'4", 205. We are seeing those basketball skills translate to football, and this is his first full high school football season. He's already got 9 FBS offers, and he hopes he has more coming. Been talking to Vanderbilt and offensive coordinator David Rye a lot recently, Jonathan.
He's getting more big offers and looks. He holds offers from Arkansas State and Army already. Good work, Max. Good work on the kickoff return for Kendall. The Patriots return the kickoff into Beech territory. There's an answer after Beech's touchdown.
Yeah, that's a great response right there by Jace Kendall. Great job by Henry County on special teams right there. But you know, going back to the receiver there, Andrew Page. I watched him in warm-ups. I wanted to offer him. Just looking at him. I mean, he was a phenomenal looking kid in warm-ups, and you know the skills are trying to translate right there, as you can see. But how about that return right there that puts Henry County, you know, right back in business.
Jace Kendall, who Coach James Counts told our Jacob Underwood this week that he's the best player on the field. There's a 51-yard return to give some momentum to the Patriots.
Nice job by the Bucks up front right there, getting into their run fits and playing their gap responsibility out of that 3-4 defense. Beech prides itself on some tough, hard-nosed football. You see the big defensive lineman there. Jackson Reese, 5'9", 305-pound senior. He's a two-gapper.
Yes, he is. Here's Damron. Give the hand up to Townsend. Great balance by Townsend, who was trapped in the backfield and was able to hop out of the tackle. Impressive. Cole Townsend. He was the backup running back last season. He ran for over 200 yards as the backup. This season, they've asked him to step up at running back and on defense. Two-way player.
Yeah, and just make something out of nothing. I mean, Beech linebacker Bradley Powell has him in the backfield for a 3-yard loss and turns it into positive yardage, puts his team in a very manageable 3rd and 5.
And he's a 4-year player who was patient, waited his turn as a senior, and he's getting that opportunity. 3rd down. On the edge, Kendall with the spin move. Good job on the pursuit by the home defense.
Yeah, a couple missed tackles by the Bucs defense. You know, when you have an opportunity to wrap up the ball carrier, you've got to do it.
It's 4th and short yardage. Caden Marshall is out along with Dameron. Marshall's listed as the backup quarterback, but again, we mentioned on the opening possession for Henry County, he's a do-it-all player. He's going to take the snap. Dameron's on the outside. Marshall straight ahead, met at the line of scrimmage, trying to reach forward. Strong defensive effort by the Buccaneers. 4th down at the line.
Well,
great effort.
Well, Coach Bill Alexander, the defensive coordinator for Beech, they knew this was coming. The entire room. Watch this right here. They know exactly when Caden Marshall's in the game. They know exactly what's going to happen right there. They were ready for it. They played their assignments. That's a huge play for Beech right there.
17 is Tyler Nix leading the way. 4th down stop. It took Beech just 2 plays to go score the first points of this game on the previous possession, and now they get the football with 4:45 remaining first half.
Well, Tyler Nix is part of this very good linebacker squad for Beech right there. He had 8 tackles last week against Farragut, 2 pass breakups. You know, these guys can really play the linebacker position.
And he's a linebacker who can cover. He played safety last season. We're getting going with the quarterback swap. It's Rager in there now.
We've seen a lot of Darius Johnson tonight running the football.
We saw Patrick Hill on the opening kickoff return, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, Hill had 24 carries last week, considerably more than anyone else for the Beech Bucs.
Back to Johnson, trying to find something. Good tackle on the edge. Jace Kendall.
Great job right here by Henry County's defense.
A good tackle as well by Boyd.
Yeah, Kendall was there. Boyd was there.
Javion Boyd coming up from the corner spot.
Yeah, Kendall made that first contact, and number 7 and number 3. Look at Javion Boyd, just a sophomore, such a talented young man for Henry County.
3rd down for Beech. They need 9. Pass complete. Andrew Page. He's hauled in. A touchdown and now a first down. BMC Metalworks, first down yardage for Beech and Andrew Page. BMC Metalworks providing precision machining and fabrication services throughout the southeast area for over 45 years.
Well, it's another great read on the levels there by Rager. He had a couple options. He had Reese Flowers in the flats right there, hit his other receiver, and Flowers would have had to work for that first down. That was a nice job. A little loose coverage there for Henry County.
Under 3 to play. First half. And Beech with the football. Henry County won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they'll get the football to begin the third quarter. Henry County starting 0-1 on the season with a loss last week to Summit, the defending state champs in 5A. Summit, though, making the move up to 6, as has Beech. Rager, slant, complete, down the field, Jolly, tackled at the 5. They worked that quick slant in this first half. J.C. Olive made the stop, but the slant goes for 47 yards. Josh Corey, we are not used to seeing the chunk yardage in the passing game here in Shackle Island.
No, and you know, you have all these plays that don't gain very much yardage, and then you hit that chunk play right there. That's just a slant route. That's basic football right there. But on the slant route, the defender that is guarding that receiver's got to make the tackle.
Page fighting into the end zone. 2 touchdowns for number 5. And Beech extends their lead by 2 possessions. It's 13-0 with the extra point pending.
Yeah, this is just a jet sweep coming from Page out of the slot. He doesn't see it on the outside and does a great job of sticking his foot in the ground and getting back inside where he's got a little bit of green grass, or in that case, orange grass, because he's in the end zone.
Pay dirt. Extra point up and good by Nick Kroll. It is 14-0. And Andrew Page is having a night. Touchdown receiving, touchdown rushing. 14-0 Buccaneers.
What a nice job of seeing the field right there by Page.
The Jason Foundation scoring summary: 6 plays, 68 yards. It's a 5-yard touchdown run. 3 minutes and 1 second off the clock. The Jason Foundation. Suicide is one of the leading causes of preventable death in our state. Learn how you can be a part of the solution at TennesseeWon'tBeSilent.com.
Well, and you mentioned the passing yardage, you know, for Beech. We talked about that a couple times. Last week against Farragut, they had 127 yards on the ground. They had 107 yards in the air. So this is a very, very balanced Beech offense. It's much more capable of doing different things than we've seen certainly in the past.
They have passed in this first half for 219 yards total. Nearly 130 from their starting quarterback tonight, Jackson Ford, and then Rager has made up the difference. A game that was scoreless midway through the second quarter is now a 14-point advantage for the home team. Saw a good return from Kendall on his last opportunity. See if he can bust another one. Nope, he tripped up. That is good kick coverage in the open field. Leading the way, Deacons. Ryan Deacons, who's made a couple of tackles this evening.
Deacons, a senior defensive back. He's earning his keep on special teams tonight.
We're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on MyTV 30. Tara Reeves and Max Hers on the sideline with Josh Corey. I'm Jonathan Hutton. Flying Brian Stegall, our statistician tonight, making it happen. Staying busy with the passing yardage. Here's Dameron. Tried to find someone break open down the field, and it was good coverage. And then here's Beech swarming defensively.
Well, they weren't going to blow that whistle, were they? They were just going to let them keep playing. You know, that all started with the pass rush right there. Defender just beats the offensive lineman, but I like Coach Summers. He's being aggressive right here, trying to make something positive happen before they go into halftime.
3 receivers to the right. Dameron looks that way. He is belted down by Long. Jackson Long came through with a big hit as Dameron released that football.
Dameron knew he was going to get hit, and he stepped in there and still threw the football. But how about the pressure from Tulane commit Jackson Long right here? Coming off the edge. This is kind of a delayed blitz right there. He was checking the coverage and then came off, and just shows you the athleticism from Jackson Long right there, of how he was able to kind of drop into coverage and then go right at the last minute.
All-region player. Good player on the hardwood as well.
Well, he's got better wheels than his dad, who's an offensive lineman, I guarantee you that.
3rd down. Passing time again for Henry County. Dameron. Pass complete. Great open field catch by Jace Kendall. And now he turns on the Jets into Buccaneers territory. Lost the football, recovered by the visiting Patriots.
Huge play right there. Clock's going to stop to move the chains. Got to get you guys up to the line of scrimmage. You got plenty of time. You got a couple timeouts. I like moving Dameron right here out of the pocket.
It's a good strike.
Get it to one of your playmakers in space. Nice read right there to come back to the inside where he had room.
43 yards on the pass and catch. BMC Metalworks first down. Dameron back to the air too high, this time incomplete. That will stop the clock with 41 seconds here in the second quarter. Again, Henry County will get the football to begin the second half. Holding the ball right now. The second down coming up, under a minute to play, 2 timeouts.
Yeah, that ball just sailed on Dameron right there. Unable to connect, but that was the play that Henry County needed to put themselves in a position to make something positive happen here before this half comes over.
Stay tuned for the Bar Durham Injury Law Halftime Report. We'll have this week's Rackley Roofing, Scholar Athletes, and much more. Second down. Dameron rolls to his left this time. Off the mark. Trying to find a receiver break open on the boundary.
There's nice coverage by corner Isaac Talbot out there. Did a nice job of covering up the receiver. And there was just nowhere for Dameron to go with the football.
Dameron took that hard hit from long and then delivered a strike for a big first down yardage to Kendall.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
Yeah.
Kid bounced right back up.
Tough.
And threw the pass that he had to and got him down the field to put him in the position they're in now.
Now trips to the left on third down. Ryan Dameron scrambling. Rolls to his right. Has a little bit of room here. And he is forced out of bounds. It was a good angle by the defense on the second and third level coming up to force him out. You're bring up fourth down, Josh.
Yeah, you're talking about this is a 46-yard field goal attempt. You're down 2 scores. I mean, Coach.
Well, again, they're working out some inexperience at kicker early in this season as well.
Sure. Yeah, you got to go for it right here. And I like the sprint out passing game for Henry County. You know, Dameron has shown he can run the football and he can extend some plays with his legs, which will get the receivers open. There's nowhere to go at first, and I like them right here rolling to the field side, and they're going to take a timeout to discuss what they want to do. But being on this hash over here, I like them rolling out to that left side to the field side to see what they can get after.
Dameron's a junior quarterback. He's a returning starter. He completed nearly 60% of his passes for over 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns last season. Started as a freshman for Henry County, and that team went to the quarters. He's smart, studies, he's a leader, he throws the ball well, as we've seen. Kentucky and MTSU have both offered, among many others, and he's camped at several colleges recently. Last week against Summit, he had a touchdown pass, also threw an interception, but he's looked good tonight.
Yeah, and I like his ability to extend plays with his legs. Watching him on film, I like the quick release, and he's got really good mechanics for a quarterback. He's been well coached, and he's only 5'11", but he's a pretty good quarterback for the Patriots.
Has 3 carries at quarterback tonight for 12 yards. He's also passed for 65 yards in this first half. It's fourth down, 29 seconds to play here in the half. Rolling to his left, looking up the field, had a receiver who tried to jump and make that catch. Could not haul it in. Looking for Boyd. Sophomore receiving option. It was just too high.
Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted them to do. Get that sprint out passing game. He had his receiver who ran a good route and was open. He just let it go too high. A receiver's not able to come up with it.
Tough to find your touch when you're rolling out.
It's a little
to
harder.
Your left as a right-handed quarterback.
You can't set your feet, and so it's a little bit tougher. Yeah, exactly.
24 seconds left. We've seen Beech score quickly 2 possessions ago. 2-play drive that ended with a touchdown pass. They have a timeout remaining. 24 seconds. And Jackson Ford, the big arm, is in at quarterback. Up top, good defense. That's Jace Kindle's cousin, Zamarian Kindle, in coverage.
I love the play call because Henry County's playing the run all day long right there. You've got Page and Kindle out there one-on-one. There's no safety over the top. I don't know how there's not, but there's no safety over the top. And if he catches that ball and Kindle misses the tackle, Page is gone.
That is his first incompletion tonight for Ford. What a half. Jolly was in motion. This time they just go quarterback keeper with Ford. And they'll head to the half. It was scoreless, Josh, midway through the second quarter. And then Beech turned it on. Back-to-back touchdown drives prior to this possession for Henry County. Gets Beech to essentially take a knee and run out the clock. Going into the half, the Patriots from Henry County will have the football to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, and usually we're used to seeing Beech High School with long, sustained drives, and really the story of the first half was them ripping off those big chunk plays, a lot of yardage at one time, and we haven't normally seen that from the Bucks offense.
How about the passing game for Beech in that first half?
Yeah,
Anthony Crabtree's group.
They are multi-dimensional on offense. They can do a lot.
And their defense too. We should point out their defense has shown up.
Yeah, and this is an offense that it used to worry about Beech. If they got behind, they were in trouble because they weren't the kind of offense that could play from behind. They got a lot of weapons, and they've got a lot of things that they can do offensively with this football team.
Henry County, by the way, goes into the locker room with their head coach, James Counts, at home tonight. Steve Summers, the freshman head coach, working as the effective head coach this evening on the sideline. The head coach for Beech is Anthony Crabtree. He is here for our Josh Houston and Associates Coaches Corner, a one-source scholastic product experience. With more, here's Max Hers.
Thanks, Jonathan. Coach Crabtree, you guys have thrown a lot tonight. Why have you gone to it, and why has it worked?
Well, that's some of our best stuff right now. Our tailback got hurt first play of the game on kickoff, so we struggled a little bit in the run game. Forced us to throw the ball a little bit more than we normally would, but it's worked out for us.
3 huge turnovers on downs. What stood out to you about those stops?
Oh, that's huge on our defense. They played well. We just got to continue. They're big. They get a good push up front. They're going to wear on us a little bit in the second half.
Coach Crabtree, thank you.
Thank you.
That's Anthony Crabtree from Beech High School. The Bucks a 14-0 lead at home with a couple of second quarter touchdowns here in week 2 of the season, leading Henry County. The Barter Injury Law halftime report is coming up next with Tara Reeves. It's the Bucks leading the Patriots. Did Tom Brady write this script? It's halftime on MyTV 30.
Starting with the Patriots of Henry County, it was a defensive battle early, and they came out really strong in the trenches. The big stop in the run game, they get a turnover as Beech was driving on their opening possession. They get the football back, went on a long drive themselves, but it was Townsend who had the big play for Henry County. That was right after the fumble recovery. He rattles off 55 yards, but it was Beech that would hold on 4th down. It was a really strong performance defensively for the first quarter and a half for both teams. There's the 4th down stop, 4th and goal. Beech gets the stop. They did go up top. Big passing performance for Ford. Jackson Ford throwing into the end zone to Andrew Page. Another 4th down defensive effort, getting the stop against Caden Marshall. And then this time on the jet sweep, handing off to Andrew Page, who scores his 2nd touchdown of the half. Josh, it was a nice second quarter for the Buccaneers to be up by 14 as you check out the halftime stats.
Yeah, and the first 20 minutes of this game, this was a defensive struggle. Beech kind of opened it up there in the latter part of the second quarter. But what really surprises you when you look at this is the rushing and passing. If I were to look at this and not have watched this first half, I thought maybe our crew may have flipped those rushing and passing yards. 219 passing for Beech, 30 rushing for Beech, and they have, you heard Coach Crabtree as he left. He said the injury to Patrick Hill has forced them to throw the ball, and maybe they found something here offensively.
Their starting running back Patrick Hill injured on the opening kickoff return. Henry County gets the football to begin the third quarter. Each week during halftime of our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, we'll be showcasing outstanding Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights from across the country. Here's some of the best from last week's games.
This is the same thing that happened last year. It's going to continue to happen as long as COVID is a thing. And the way that you're able to adjust and adapt is going to be, how successful you may be this season.
And while we're talking about the Pioneers, congratulations to the voice of the Pioneers, Jay Walker. Nearly 30 years as the voice, inducted into the Warren County Sports Hall of Fame last evening. Congrats, Jay. Let's check in with our Bart Durham Injury Law halftime report. Here is Max Herbs.
You heard from Anthony Crabtree. His starting running back, Pat Hill, got hurt on the kickoff return to start the game. He won't be back. But while we're giving out shout-outs, Jonathan, I want to give one to Miss Elwanda down the street at the Garden Mart on Long Hollow, who sold me this delicious apple. I'm going to eat this and enjoy the second half.
Making us jealous. At least Max has a breeze on the sideline tonight.
He's got a little bit of a breeze. He's got an apple.
Yep.
Next week he'll have a pumpkin spice latte that I bring him when we head up to Clarksville for Northeast and Springfield. So Max is living his best life.
Max on play-by-play is going to do a great job next week. And our entire crew, shout out to the crew working with Travis Porterfield, David Down, and everyone. Badger on the sidelines. Excellent job over the first 2 weeks here on My TV 30. Love working with this crew each and every year. That was the Blood Assurance Kickoff. Support your local community blood center. You can donate today to the Blood Assurance and save 3 lives. Our referee, Ben Lawson. Umpire, Joshua Craddock. Linesman, Zachary Sanders. Anthony Holbert is the line judge. The back judge is Thomas Pegues. And the clock operator is David Erie.
So we had a procedure penalty on that kickoff on Beech, so they're going to back it up 5 to the 35, and we're going to re-kick here. Coach Summers for Henry County, he mentioned the importance of this first drive. They have to come out and make a statement out of the locker room to start this third quarter on this first drive. And that's going to be real important to dictate the tempo of how the second half is going to play out.
For sure. Tough schedule to open the season for Henry County, facing Summit and Beech right out of the gate.
Well, and when you play all the way into the semifinals like Henry County does year after year, nobody wants to play. It's hard to get games.
Well, and I was going to mention too, and that's a great point. This is also a building block, August, for where you want to be in November.
Sure. I mean, these are the type of teams you are going to face in November, and hats off to Coach Counts for playing. He may not want to play as tough a schedule as he has, but certainly his teams are always playoff tested. When they get into that time of the season.
Ryan Damron is the quarterback for Henry County. He passed for 65 yards in the first half. Townsend, the running back, with 5 carries for 63 yards. Majority of that coming on the first carry of the game. Flags down as Townsend was about to get another carry.
Right snap, false start, offense, number 88, the 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And we talk about the importance of getting off on the right foot here on this first series, and you just can't put yourself in a position, if you're Henry County, to play from behind the chains. Now you're at 1st and 15, and that's going to drive Coach Summers crazy, who I think has done a really good job of managing this game as the acting head coach in the first half. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
practice work this week. Steve Summers, he played and coached for Jamestown's senior, and he's also the head freshman coach for Henry County.
And he's also one of the administrators, one of the assistant principals at the school. And, you know, look, everybody's got a role on Friday night. You know, Coach Harrison, their defensive coordinator, Coach Cruz, their offensive coordinator. What can you do if your coach counts to not disrupt how your normal, Friday nights go? And this is a good decision. Coach Summers is a good coach. And, he's coached a lot of ball games. This is not his first rodeo. You kind of hear he's the head freshman coach and you cringe a little bit.
Well, he's coached in Georgia, I believe.
Right. He is not your average head freshman coach. And so good decision by Coach Counts right there for continuity and consistency.
Second down, there were flags down.
Hold offense number 88. That penalty decline. Be third down.
So Coach Crabtree elects to decline the penalty since the result of the play was pretty good for his squad. We're going to go ahead and take the down. Now that's going to bring up 3rd and 13 for the Bucks. I'm sorry, 3rd and 9.
Only 2 completions through the air in the first half for Ryan Dameron, who you see there on your screen, getting the play call on 3rd and long. Ball's on the 31. Beech looking for the opening possession. 3rd down stop. They get it.
Yeah, we've seen Henry County use the sprint game to the field side so much tonight. That time, Dameron goes back to the boundary side. He didn't have a viable receiving option down the field right there. You see him look off. He's got nobody downfield down there in a route and just nothing happening. Great job of coverage by the Beech defense right there. They had everybody covered up downfield, forcing this punt on the first possession of the 3rd quarter.
And Beech gets the football back with great field position to begin their first drive and their first opportunity at the end zone here in this second half. And it was a first half filled with big plays down the field. They were 10 of 13 for 219 yards passing and a touchdown to Andrew Page. Jackson Ford got the start, and he's in now to begin the second half. He was 5 of 6 for 127 yards. He had the touchdown pass to Page. Rager was 5 of 7 for 92. They start on the ground with Johnson. Patrick Hill, their starting running back, injured on the opening kickoff return of this game, so it's been all Darius Johnson in the backfield.
Yeah, and you talk about having 2 quarterbacks. That's a luxury of having 2 young quarterbacks who can play in Rager and Ford. That you kind of put yourself in a position, you play both of them, and you're able to play the hot hand. And so far in the first half, Jackson Ford has been the hot hand for Beech, and he gets to come out for this first series here for the Bucks.
When they've thrown, they've gone to Page.
They've gone to Page, and I would too. I mean, they have 2 very capable receivers, but to quote Coach Crabtree, Page is a dude.
Ball on the turf. Ford picked it up and was very fortunate. He's got those long arms. He reached down and just grabbed the pigskin. He didn't fall on it. Picked it up and was tackled immediately.
Well, and this is the 4th time this game that Beech has not taken care of the football and put it on the turf right there. Very fortunate. They've only lost 1 of those fumbles, but they've got to work on their ball security leading into region play next week.
3rd down and 9. We mentioned Page has been their go-to receiver. Aaron Jolly also with 3 receptions for 70 yards through the first 2 quarters. Both are on the field. Ford looks to Long, and the tight end, it's his 3rd catch tonight. And with that reception, he's gone over 100 yards receiving in this game. He had 88 at halftime. He now has 105.
What a great job by Jackson Ford. He knows he's going to take a hit. He stands in there, takes the shot, and Long does a great job of kind of settling down in the space right there. And that was a tight window for Ford to put that ball in, and he delivered. He put the ball in the only spot that would have been a catch there for Jackson Long.
So that's a UPS Store first down. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution. First down carry. The pile still moving. Josh, as a former offensive lineman, how much did you love it when the officials didn't blow the whistle every time there was a gang up tackle and you were allowed to move the pile?
I loved it because that lower body started going. You know, it's like a kind of like a tug of war thing, and you know, I don't want the whistle to blow. I want to keep pushing, and you know, hopefully that defender gives up, and you know, I get one up on him right there. Great effort by that offensive line of getting downfield on their blocks and keep playing the whole play. You got to play, as Coach Bobby Bowden said, to the echo of the whistle, and that's what Beech did right there.
Overstreet, Vance, Powell, Reeves, and Sorensen up front for the Buccaneers. Beech takes a timeout. We will as well. 14-0, the Buccaneers facing second down when we come back, looking to extend their lead on their first possession of the second half. You're watching MyTV 30.
EMC Metalworks, an industry leader in machining, steel fabrication, and field support services, offering state-of-the-art CNC drilling for structural steel beams, angles, channels, T-sections, both square and round tube.
For your time, Michelle, and we're so grateful to have Rackley Roofing as a sponsor once again for Friday Night Rifles.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We are so honored.
Thank you to Rackley Roofing, and thank you to the UPS Store. That's another first down from the UPS Store, your printing, packing, shipping solution. It was 2nd and 5 out of the timeout. They go back to Jackson Long, who has his 4th reception, and he moves the sticks. And here's Beech moving deep into Henry County territory. They are inside the Dr. Pepper maroon zone. The next snap will come from the 19-yard line. What a performance from Jackson Ford at quarterback thus far. Up top, looking for Long again, and it's out of bounds.
Well, he started in as a closed set right there, as Coach Mack would say, and they motioned him out, got him one-on-one out there. You know, we talked about the one-on-one balls right there. Jackson Long's a basketball player too now. I mean, number 82 right there, he's 6'4" as well. And so they try to go up to him and try to win that 50-50 ball, unable to come up with it. I like the call on first down.
Yep. Shout out to Coach Mac, Dave McGinnis, by the way, watching tonight, along with everyone on MyTV 30. Handoff here on 2nd down and 10 from the 19, under 7 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in tonight to our Tennessee Army National Guard Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Dr. Pepper. Next week on the road, Clarksville Northeast hosts Springfield. Max Hers and Josh Corey on the call.
Yeah, so Springfield's up 20-0 tonight. They're going to have a 2-0 start. Clarksville Northeast had a big win last week. That's going to be a good football game to open up region play.
Big receiving options at the bottom of your screen for Jackson Ford, who keeps the football and rolls to his left. He's going to keep it. Flags come flying in as he takes a big hit.
Well, they got him moving again. Good job by the defenders covering those receivers up downfield. If you're number 26, Darius Johnson, you can't throw your hands up to the official. That's like an automatic admit of guilt right there, and you just got to play with. You know, you just got to roll with it at that point. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the flag when you throw his hands up.
26 offense. That penalty will be declined. Be 4th down.
Ford took a lick from Cam Collins, senior linebacker.
There, watch the hands right here. Throws the hands up, and then the flag comes out. You know, you tell you kids just can't do that. And Beech is going to attempt right here what's going to be a 32-yard field goal.
to extend their lead to 3 possessions. The 33-yarder from Nick Kroll is up and good. Kroll's connected on 2 extra points, and now he adds 3 to the scoreboard. It is 17-0. Beech up on Henry County here on Shackle Islands. The Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals game of the week.
School account next week, and you know, I tell you what,
You know who also made $500 tonight?
who's that?
You.
Oh, yeah.
You save gas money. You
Just 3 minutes away.
Yeah, I picked you up on the way.
It's at least what I deserved having to drive down to Murfreesboro and then to Clarksville next week. But
9 plays 37 yards on the 32-yard field goal from Kroll. Is the Jason Foundation scoring summary. Beech now up 17-0. The Jason Foundation wants you to know suicide is one of the leading causes of preventable death in our state. Learn how you can be a part of the solution at TennesseeWon'tBeSilent.com.
you talk about Coach Crabtree depositing 3 more points on to that scoreboard right there. That's a 3-score game now. That was a big score for the Beech Bucks to come out of that series right there and make it a 17-point game here with just about half the time left in the 3rd quarter.
Another blood assurance kickoff coming your way from the kickoff specialist for the Buccaneers, Keaton Davis, number 96. Back deep to receive is Jace Kindle, who's had a handful of decent returns over the last couple of weeks. Another opportunity here, and he's swarmed. That's back-to-back really solid kick coverage from the Beech special teams unit.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. Everybody getting down the field. They're hustling. They're staying in their lanes. They're playing their assignments. And, you know, when you have a kick returner, you know, that you do for Henry County and Jace Kindle, you've got to be solid in the execution of your assignments on that kickoff team.
There's Townsend, who's had a strong performance out of the backfield. He's a candidate for the Tennessee Titans Tennessee Tough Performer of the Game. Josh Corey presents that award on behalf of the Tennessee Titans. That's coming up in the 4th quarter. More flags. Looking down the field at the Olympian Construction clock.
For the play, substitution, offense, back route penalty. Go first
It
down.
was a legal substitution as the clock reset.
I like how your fellow intern recounted out there to make sure that there was too many. He wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
He wanted to get it right. You're on TV. You don't want to have to wave that one off because
Ben Lawson was much better at counting than I was 17 years ago.
I don't know him, but I believe that.
I was just lucky to arrive on time. Here's Townsend. He's going to be their workhorse this year, Josh.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that play was blown up from the get-go. You know, Beech had penetration in the backfield. That time, it was by number 48, Austin King.
There's Townsend who limps off. He'll be back. He's tough. You know how I know this? He rides bulls.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right.
You know what that makes him?
Tough.
A candidate for the Tennessee Tough.
No
Tennessee
doubt.
Titans Award. 5:05 remaining 3rd quarter. Pass incomplete off the fingertips of the would-be receiver on the boundary.
I mean, just about anybody's game for that Tennessee Tough Award. If you start scoring touchdowns, you're losing stock in there. So, like,
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
I need blue collar. Like, you think touchdowns are great, that's fine. For this particular award,
And
the limelight is not good.
if I say you're a matador or you're a bull rider, you're
Oh, yeah.
automatically qualified.
Automatically on the short list.
Yeah.
For sure. But we've had a lot of good candidates, you know, a lot of guys getting the job.
Well, you knew the award would be tough to hand out tonight with Beech and Henry County. Low snap picked up by Dameron. Good job there on 3rd down, but incomplete.
Yeah, we've seen a couple balls like that for Dameron, you know, just sail over the receiver's head. Typically, that's when the receiver or when the quarterback drops his shoulder, that ball will tend to sail on him a little bit,
and we've seen that a few times tonight for Henry County.
17-0. It will be J.P. Courtney back to receive the punt. Gavin Lindsay connects with it. And instead of Courtney, Ryan Deakins gets the opportunity.
Well, that's exactly what you want. When you put two returners back there, that means you want the ball. If you're a coach, you want the ball caught and not bouncing around where you're going to lose another 15 yards of field position there. So great job. That's exactly what they go with that set for.
We saw 3 different 4th down stops in the first half. All qualify for tonight's Budget Breaks stop of the game. Budget Breaks, you could pay more, but why would you want to? 1st and 10 for Beech. They have turned it on since the midway point of the second quarter. They continue to rotate the QBs. That was the plan all along tonight. Brian Raker back in. Mentioned Rager at halftime. 5 of 7 for 92 yards. Darius Johnson. If you're just joining us, if you're getting home from your game or home from your Friday night, you're thinking, oh, Beech is running the football really well. They're up 17-0. At halftime, they had 7 carries for 4 yards. That was our leading rusher, Darius Johnson. And in fact, Beech had 219 yards receiving in the first half.
Yeah, this Beech offense is Beech 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a new look that we've seen.
2nd down, back to the air, back to Page, and back to moving the sticks. Another 1st down pickup through the air for the Buccaneers. UPS Store 1st down. The UPS Store, your printing, packing, and shipping solution. This, Rager to Page, 27-yard pickup.
Yeah, good throw, good catch right there. Andrew Page comes up kind of limping a little bit. He's out of the game. He's getting checked out on the sidelines over there. Looked like he may have tweaked something coming down. But, how about this offense's ability to stretch the ball downfield, challenge these defensive backs for Henry County? And,
Well, and let's also point out, I don't know what happened to Patrick Hill in the opening kickoff. He's their starting running back. Get him back in the mix as well.
Yeah.
And now you're working with something.
You've got a lot of things to do offensively if you've got all these weapons.
Inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon Zone, Aaron Jolly on the carry. Inside the 10. Brian Rager is now 6 of 8 for 119 yards after the completion to Page.
And Rager threw eight passes last week. This Beech offense, when they had a Pat Hill who was at 100%, they only threw the ball 13 times last week. So, like Coach Crabtree said, hey, one of our guys got hurt. We've had to kind of dig a little bit deeper, try some different things, and fortunately for Beech, it's worked for them tonight.
Rager puts Jolly in motion, sets his feet, looking for something, decides to tuck and run, scoops through 2 would-be tacklers and gets positive yardage. Brian Rager. Neither quarterback for Beech is known for running very often.
No, neither one of these are what I would call a dual threat or a running quarterback. This is a nice job by Rager, quarterback right here. What Henry County takes away what they want to do. He tucks the ball and goes and tries to pick up something positive when there's nothing there.
Should also mention both quarterbacks for Beech, sophomores.
Yeah, that might be the most impressive thing.
That was a senior-type move there.
Yes.
3rd and 2. There's J.P. Courtney getting a carry. That might be his first carry since a 4th down attempt earlier in this game.
And he picks up the 1st down, so he's going to give the Bucks a fresh set of downs right here. There you see Courtney keeps those legs going. He knows how much he's got to get. He knows where the sticks are, and gives his team an extra set of downs here right inside the 5-yard line.
That was Lewis Hudson who made that tackle, but not before Courtney picked up the UPS Store 1st down. Now 1st and goal for the Bucks. Running
You see Jackson Long cave in the whole side of that line coming down. What a great angle that he took. You know, you saw him put it in motion, and he's kind of playing an H-back position right here. Let's watch it. But just a great job of pinning the outside shoulder of the defender. Give his back there a little bit of room to run. That's a pickup of 4. Now they've got second goal from the 1 right here for Beech.
The two-lane commitment. Over 100 yards receiving, setting some blocks. In motion to do it again here. We'll see. Rager rolls. Good defensive pressure. Trying to get out of pressure. Can't do it. Lost the football. Ball still loose.
Beech recovers. That's the 5th time they put the ball on the ground tonight. Very fortunate to get that football back.
Yeah, that was just fighting too long.
And these are mistakes that they're going to have to clean up as they head into region play next week.
You're right about the fumbles. If you're Henry County trailing 17-0, you're thinking about the opportunities missed and the 50-50 chances.
Well, what could have been, and who is this? Who is Beech High School? They're second goal from the 1. They're in the shotgun, and they were throwing the football right there.
Throw it on 2nd and 5, too, which you never see from a run-heavy offense.
No.
That was early in the half.
Well, now they're in this heavy formation, so let's see what happens here on 3rd goal.
One of them is Courtney. They fake it to him. Throw back to Long. And Jackson Long fighting against Kendall. And he gets back to around the 11-yard line.
Great job by Jace Kendall staying home right there and playing his assignment. He wasn't fooled by the heavy formation from Beech right there, and plays his assignment and gets a big stop for Henry County.
17-0, 4th down coming up with a chance for Beech to add to their 3-possession lead. We head to the 4th. It's all Buccaneers over the last quarter and a half. The Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on My TV 30.
Toyota's National Sales Event is on now.
Get any new 21 Highlander now with 2.49 financing plus 750 TFS finance cash.
It all ends September 7th.
Toyota, let's go places.
Balfour, Tennessee is now the JHA company. I'm Josh Houston, and change is never easy, but with change comes new opportunity and a better way to serve you, the customer. Providing solutions for administrators, JHA is committed to create a solution and provide products that mark the moments that matter to you.
Nobody really walks in saying, hey, I want to buy insurance. They need insurance.
There's a lot of people that's being turned down by multiple insurance companies, and they kind of giving up.
Regardless of the issue, I think that we're going to have a way to help you. In 10 minutes, I can quote you and provide you 8, 9 different options.
Here at Acceptance, we will do our best for you. We're there to solve your problems.
Sit down, have a seat. We're going to figure this out.
As longtime residents of Nashville, we love to see our clients and friends out on the street. If you see us, come take a selfie and tag us on social media.
Toyota's National Sales Event is on now.
Get a new 21 Camry now with 2.49 financing plus 750 TFS finance cash.
It all ends September 7th.
Toyota, let's go places.
The National Desk tracks the next weathermaker live across America now. Just have 10 feet of water, and we've decided to get out. When hurricanes impact the eastern seaboard, the mid-Atlantic, and Gulf coasts.
They predicted 160-mile-an-hour gust. We had it.
I'm Jan Jeffcoat. Choose America's News now. Each weekday morning from the National Desk.
National Desk, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. on My TV 30.
We start the 4th, where Beech has a 4th and 16. It's a 4th and goal from the 16, and Nick Kroll, who connected on a 33-yarder, is headed out to begin the 4th quarter with a chance to extend the Buccaneers' lead for head coach Anthony Crabtree, who just coached in his 200th game as head coach here at Beech.
Well, this is going to be a 33-yard attempt for Beech. Kicker's already connected on a 32-yarder in the 3rd quarter.
Good snap and hold. The kick is on the way. No good. No good this time for Nick Kroll. It's his first miss of the evening. And Henry County will take over. Henry County, how about the balance of this rivalry since 2011? I mentioned earlier, Henry County leads the all-time series 5-4 and the 10 meetings since 2011. They've outscored the series by 38 points. But in 2013, they won that matchup by 21. So if you do the math, and again, I'm not good at math, since 2014, the margin of victory by either team has been just 6 points on average.
Yeah, this has been one of the best series in 5A with Beech now in 6A. It's nice to see them still playing in a non-region game. This is a great rivalry, and like to see them continue to play. And because I mean, these are two playoff caliber football teams.
With Josh Corey, I'm Jonathan Hutton as we check in on the sidelines. Here's Max Herbs.
These are unlikely non-region annual rivals separated by over 2.5 hours, but the secret sauce of how Henry County and Beech got together, their two current head coaches were college roommates at MTSU, Anthony Crabtree and James Counts Jr. Unfortunately, Coach Counts not here tonight because of COVID protocol, but the series started when Counts' dad, James Counts Sr., was the head coach, and it continues on with the roommates coaching against each other.
Great work, Max. It's also a little bit weird. Great defense. Great defense. Caden Marshall on the carry, and he was swarmed. Bronco Hanks coming through.
Bronco Hanks has made some nice plays tonight. He had a sack from behind, and he is the leader of this linebacker corps.
He is fun to watch. Just watch for 13 at linebacker.
He's an all-region player and just a tough, hard.
That was as a sophomore.
Yeah, tough, hard-nosed high school football player.
I was going to say, before the snap, Josh, it's a little weird to think of Beech in 6A, but that's where they are this year.
Yeah, you know, you talk about in just in Middle Tennessee, you've now moved Beech up to 6A and Summit.
Going up top into coverage, and the wide receiver became a defensive back there. Pass well incomplete, and the defensive back who had a chance at it was Talbot. There are flags down.
Yeah,
late hit.
It was a real late flag thrown in the vicinity of the quarterback. But this one was thrown, I mean, real late.
We'll see the replay after Ben Lawson gives us the official word.
Cal, no.
And the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Number 89. The 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. It'll be a first down.
Well, that's something Coach Crabtree's not going to like. That's a dead ball foul after the play. Everything's clean, and then something happens at the end right there. They called him number 89. There you see him trying to step over. There's no reason for that. They decided to throw the flag, and now you give the Patriots a fresh set of downs here.
And that penalty is a BMC Metalworks first down for Henry County. Right up the middle. That was Kendall. And they would love to get him in the open field.
Well, did you see how quickly he hit that second level?
I mean, speed and vision.
He's pretty impressive right here. Watch the trap right there. That's the right guard who pulls through there. That's number 72, Lee Haynes. Gets him inside out. Kendall, hey, if there's one guy I'm running the trap with, it's number 7.
Well, he's a great leader for this group as well. I mean, he think about it. He's a punt returner. He never leaves it. And he punts. He can also punt for them.
And he's just so quick. He hits that second level before you realize what even happened.
Back to it. How much do you worry, Josh, about the two-way players early in the season with the heat, the humidity, the cramping that can go on? It can be tough. Now, I realize the lower-level schools have a lot of two-way players throughout the season, but if you're and the upper classification with options. Are you concerned much about that in August?
Yeah, you have to be, you have to be real concentrated on how long you're going to let those guys go. You have to know when you're going to rest them. Are you going to rest them on offense? Are you going to rest them on defense? And that's one thing we talked about last week when I was a first-year head coach. I didn't do a great job of managing my subs, especially early on. And, this first half of the season, until these guys get in some better shape and it's hot and it's humid, when you've got guys that play both ways, it's a little bit more difficult. You'd like to have 22 guys instead of relying on 14 or 15. But you got to put your best 11 on the field.
I believe that was Darius Johnson that came through on that previous tackle. It was either Johnson or Talbot. I couldn't tell if it was 25 or 26, but great effort. Low catch opportunity there on the throw to Norman Duncan, the junior receiver.
I like Norman Duncan. Thought he was playing on Sundays.
Then there we go.
He was down and
play to the whistle. Play to the whistle, right?
He kept going. I like the effort.
Under 8 to play here in this fourth quarter. Again, as a reminder, next week on the road, we will be up in Clarksville with My TV 30 and Friday Night Rivals. Clarksville Northeast hosting Springfield.
Yeah, and Henry County is in that region now. Henry County's in that region.
They added some opponents.
They added Springfield. They added Portland. Both of those schools moved up from Class 4A. They lost Dyer County. But, you talk about Henry County and, Springfield, Coach Dustin Wilson does a great job there. And Clarksville Northeast is extremely athletic. They've gotten off to a good start. That's going to be a good ball game next week. It's a good region.
It is, yeah. And Henry County's building as the season progresses. More on that after this play. Pass incomplete on third down. That'll bring up fourth down and long. Dameron unable to connect with Norman. 17 seniors, by my count, on this roster. They've been together for 4 years. This is a senior class that is extremely close, and they lost players at every key position off the roster from last year. So this is a gradual build for what they hope is a playoff push in October into November, where they're going to have to go through a tough region for positioning.
Yeah, and I can tell you in Class 5A, Class 6A, in the playoffs, there's nowhere to hide, so you're going to have to be ready and battle tested.
You're watching the Tennessee Army National Guard and Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week. Beech leads by 17. TV 30. There is our acting head coach tonight for Henry County, Steve Summers. As Beech gets it back, they go with Jackson Ford at quarterback.
Yeah, you mentioned Henry County schedule. We talked about their regional. They open region play next week. They will host Kenwood from their region, and we'll talk a little bit more about Beech's move up to 6A in a little bit.
And their schedule is something that they're definitely proud of. They're playing Beech. They're playing Paducah Tillman. They played Summit week 1. South Gibson, Brentwood. It's stacked.
Yeah, and like if you're Coach James Counts, you don't have guys lined up at the door to get on the schedule. You have to kind of go after and seek some people. And of course, fortunately for all of our viewers tonight, they're able to play Beech and keep this rivalry going, because this is a great rivalry for high school football.
I completely agree. Up top, little too strong, looking for Jolly. That's one of the few times we've seen Ford off the mark this evening.
Yeah, and one of the things that this Beech offense can do with both of these receivers, we talked so much tonight about Andrew Page. Aaron Jolly is pretty good too, and both of those guys will allow you to stretch the field on the perimeter, and they're going to put your corners to a test.
Third down. J.P. Courtney nowhere to go as we go to the sidelines and check in with Max Hurds.
Very good to see Beech star senior receiver Andrew Page back in the ball game. He rolled his ankle right at the end of the third quarter. Didn't finish out that drive when Beech missed the field goal. He was back on the punt return team leading into this possession, and he's been in this whole set. So good to see Page back in the ball game, Jonathan.
Yep, absolutely. Josh, look at Beech's schedule. Who will they have coming up?
Yeah, they moved up to Class 6A, like we mentioned, and got thrown into 6A with Summit. So you had two teams move up from 5A to 6A that are very, very good. They have Summit on the schedule in the middle of the year in a non-region game, but Coach Crabtree goes through the same thing that Coach Counts does. Guys are not trying to get on his schedule either. He's got to go searching for games, but this is a region for Beech with Hendersonville, who they open up with region play next week. That's a big rivalry here in Sumner County, and they're in there with Clarksville and West Creek and Clarksville and Gallatin and Rossview. So this is a Sumner County, Clarksville region, and there's some pretty good football in this region as well.
Well, the schedules were something of a talking point this week for both coaching staffs, and we asked Anthony Crabtree about that, and he's like, look, it's tough, but we're thankful for our schedule because of what we went through last season and COVID-19 and all the protocols. Last year, COVID just wrecked their schedule as much as any team in the state.
Well, and look at this non-region schedule that Coach Crabtree has put together. He plays Farragut, he plays Henry County, he plays Summit, the Class 5A state champs from last year, he plays Springfield, and he plays Brentwood. I mean, I don't know if I've seen a harder non-region schedule than that one.
It's tough to pick out the game for television in that group.
Yeah.
Good return. Jace Kendall, flags fly in, however.
Yeah, they're going to get Henry County for a block in the back on that one, on the return. But, that's a real competitive. So when this Beech football team hits November, this is going to be a battle-tested group that is ready for the playoff if they're not beat up. Because that's a brutal schedule. It's rough.
Here's the call. 6:29 remaining, fourth quarter. Here's the call.
On the return team, senior penalty for the spot foul. Be first down.
And the fortunate thing for Beech is they're in Region 5, so they're away from some of they're in the bottom half of that bracket, Regions 5 through 8. Here we get another look at the block in the back there. You see number 21, yeah. Official right on top of it right there. If you can't see his face, you can't block him, and just trying to make something happen. But you've had a bad night offensively, and now you're putting your football team who had the ball and plus yardage right there. Now you've set them back on the other side of the 50.
Cole Townsend gets a carry. Good positive yardage for number 17, Townsend.
Yeah, he ripped one off on the first play of the game for Henry County and has been kind of quiet since.
Caden Marshall getting some work at QB. I've not called his number as much as what I expected, Josh.
He hasn't played a whole lot at quarterback. They're getting in the gun here, run a little zone read. There to Townsend again. But, getting him some snaps, they know they're probably not going to get this one tonight, but they're building on the future and giving him some looks with some different things.
Well, they plug and play him in, number 4, Caden Marshall, where he's at quarterback. He threw a touchdown pass last week. He ran 2 times. He made 3 tackles. He plays about 5 different positions. And on the depth chart, if you're just looking for number 4, he's listed as the backup quarterback. But he doesn't start any position, but he plays several throughout these games. He's a key guy to watch as they progress this year. More from Townsend. Good run. BMC Metalworks first down pickup. BMC Metalworks, providing precision machining and fabrication services throughout the southeast area for over 45 years.
Well, and rushing yards have been tough to come by for Henry County. When they've had success, it's come in the middle of the field right there, you know, between those guards. It's been the inside zones, it's been the traps, it's been those quick hitting plays up the middle when they've had success.
Here's Dameron back in with Kendall on his right hip. 3 receivers to the left. Ryan Dameron looks that way, delivers the football, nearly intercepted, nearly picked off by Tyler Nix.
Yeah, and that's just a wrong read right there by Dameron. He had his flat receiver wide open, number 13 right there. He tried to force that one into coverage. The kid's trying to make something happen. They're down 17. That's probably a ball he wouldn't have thrown in the first half. But sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you.
And there is the hybrid abilities, Josh, of Nix playing that linebacker role, moving up to that from that safety position last year where he made nearly 60 tackles.
Yeah, Nix has shown us how well he defends the run.
Look at Jace Kendall run.
He's shown us how well he defends the run.
Yep.
But he's not a liability in pass coverage either. You know, a lot of these linebackers in high school, they can do one, they can do other, but they're a liability. And one of those, he shows you his skills right there. He can drop into coverage and you know, make some pretty good reads back there. Great job by Tyler Nix.
Nearing the 4-minute mark, there's Mr. Nix. 6'3", 192, just a junior. Strong effort tonight by the Buccaneers defense. Bronco Hanks and others leading the charge.
Cole Townsend for Henry County threw a nice block right there. He's a good hard-nosed player. He's run the ball nicely tonight, and his number's been called. And right there blocking for his teammate out in front on that second level. Great effort there.
It's a BMC Metalworks first down pickup as they are inside the Dr. Pepper Maroon Zone. Caden Marshall, your quarterback. Marshall gives it to Kendall, trying to speed around the right edge, and he's forced out of bounds. That was Nix.
You know, and this is something positive here, you know, for this Henry County offense. With them getting some more looks with Caden Marshall, they've got 2 quarterbacks that can play with 2 different skill sets, okay? And when you have a week to prepare, that's hard on the defense to be able to prepare for 2 different looks like that. So if I know that Caden Marshall's going to get his snaps and he's going to come in and play his package, that's just more time I've got to spend to prepare on that.
Here's Dameron back in. On a quarterback keeper. They were able to fake that to Townsend, and Dameron kept it.
Dameron called his own number right there. He took off and showed he can run the football.
Yes, he can
as well. You know, he's very, very.
And I wonder where MT holds an offer from Middle, which hey, props to the Blue Raiders for offering someone from the Mid-State. He holds an offer from Middle. I wonder where they see him at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, watching him, he's got a quick release. He's got good mechanics. He's a good high school football player. You know, he seems to be a pretty smart player. But you know, he's done it a couple times tonight. The ball sailed on him. He's forced the ball in the coverage. I also think he's in a position, being down 17, he's being a little bit more forceful trying to get the ball to try to make something happen than he normally would. But he's a good quarterback.
Now 1st and goal. BMC Metalworks first down for Henry County. Dameron battles his way into the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. They get 6 with under 2 to play here in this 4th quarter.
Well, Henry County just formations people to get a number of guys at the point of attack. They've got more white jerseys than Beech does blue jerseys defending right there. Gives them numbers at the point of attack. And well-designed play right there in that formation.
The extra point is up and good, and it's a 10-point game with a kickoff coming up for Henry County. 1:52 to play, 4th quarter on My TV 30.
As long
Nashville, we love to see our clients and friends out on the street. If you see us, come take a selfie and tag us on social media.
Hi, I'm Clark Platt, president of the Jason Foundation. I want to tell you about an exciting project we're working on in our state. Tennessee Won't Be Silent is our push to reach Tennesseans with a positive message that suicide is preventable. We want to educate and enable our citizens to reach out for help for their friends, their family, and themselves. To learn how you can get involved in this exciting program, visit TennesseeWon'tBeSilent.com. I won't be silent, will you?
Hey guys, Tara here, joined with Corey Watkins of the Jason Foundation, an organization for youth and young adult suicide prevention. And
website tnwon'tbesilent.com. 17-7 our score after the Jason Foundation scoring summary. 10 plays, 47 yards, and a 7-yard touchdown run from Ryan Damron, the quarterback. 4:37 off the clock. Onside kick coming up.
Beech has the hands team on.
Down by 10, needing a recovery. Looking for a bounce. They got it. They got it back. Perfect bounce on the kick. And Henry County has life. A minute 49 remaining in this game. They trailed by 17. Now they trail by 10, and they have possession with 2 timeouts and momentum in Beech territory.
Well, to recover an onside kick, you need a well-executed kick. You also need a lucky bounce right there, which is what Henry County got.
Aiden Fry is the new kicker. He's a soccer player, and we talked a lot about progress and building for Henry County. They're good right now. They know they're going to be better, and in the kicking game especially.
It's so hard to do that because a few years ago you could put all of your guys on one side of the field. Now you can't have more than 6 over there, so it's so much more difficult. Great job by the Patriots.
Damron just ran for a touchdown from the quarterback position. Now he's back to throw, and he threw a pick. He threw an interception into double coverage, and Beech gets the football right back. That's number 25. Isaac Talbot with the takeaway. The senior corner gets the INT and gives the football back to his offense.
Yeah, they're back there playing in their pass coverage, nickel defense back there. He kind of reads the quarterback's eyes the entire way, and look, Damron normally doesn't, make mistakes like that. He's trying to force the ball, trying to make something happen.
And roll into his right, throwing back across the field to his left, and easy for the defensive back there. Good play by Talbot to jump it and pick it off.
Yeah, you got all of your momentum going one way and then have to stretch back across the field. That's a real difficult throw.
Handoff by Beech. This is Johnson. Let's take a look at tonight's budget breaks stop of the game. Budget breaks. You could pay more, but why would you want to? It's a 4th down stop for Beech. They went with a carry to Caden Marshall. Henry County did, and they jammed that line of scrimmage on 4th and short. Beech pushed the pile back. It's our budget break stop of the game. Been a fun night here on Shackle Island.
Yeah, it's always great to be out here. Beech High School, a great host for us, and it's a great atmosphere with the crowd and this beautiful facility they have with this new turf field, and they've always got a very competitive football program to watch, and so this is a great place to come to a high school football game.
It really is. And on the sidelines here at Shackle Island, let's check in with Max Hers.
I want to give the Beech football team 2021 an award I made up. There's no actual trophy or anything, but It is the most desired to be interviewed high school football team I've ever seen in 4 years of doing this. I was at practice here yesterday, and every time I looked up, I had 6 players around me demanding interviews, and I love it. I love this Beech team.
Max Hurd's coming up, an interview with everyone. That's post-game. He'll be on the air until next week in Clarksville Northeast. And then he stays on the air. Max on play-by-play next week.
JP Courtney picks up the first down for Beech right there, and that'll just about do it. Moving the chains one more time, and that clock's running. And what an effort by the Bucks tonight.
Got it going in the passing game as you see Max Hurd on the sidelines. Had over 200 yards passing in the first half. Now they have 258 after that BMC Metalworks first down pickup on the ground. Here is the Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. I mentioned the passing game to set up this play. Big play. Second quarter, no score. They go up top. Second play of the drive. Going up top to Andrew Page. Jackson Ford put it perfect in the corner of the end zone. You see the hands in the air from the fans. Then the official touchdown Beech. It is our Tennessee Army National Guard play of the game. That would go for 6 extra points. Gave them a 7-0 advantage. They opened up a 17-0 lead until Henry County scored with just under 2 minutes to play. Strong game from Andrew Page.
Yeah, and that was a pivotal moment in this football game right there. You know, this was like we said, this was a defensive juggernaut for 18 to 20 minutes in the first half, and you know that certainly was kind of a turning point in this football game. And what a night Andrew Page has had.
There's Anthony Crabtree, head coach at Beech. He's 148 and 52 overall. Also the head coach at Hickman County. But he's been here at Beech since 2005, among the longest tenured coaches in the state. And Beech is one of the 6 winningest programs in the state since 2017.
200 games?
200, yeah, 201 tonight.
I'm asking you, math.
Yeah, go ahead. Good luck. Congratulations to Coach Crabtree and all the success. Always great host here from ITV 30. As some pushing and shoving going on after the play. And the reason for what happened there, Josh, quarterback dropped the football. The defense came after the quarterback on what was going to be a victory formation, or what was a victory formation, and the offensive line took issue with that.
You gotta like the offensive line sticking up for their quarterback and protecting him, and you know, that's a positive sign.
They take a knee. Jackson Ford takes the knee after starting this game at quarterback. And Beech takes it. Beech takes it 17-7 over Henry County. Tonight's Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind player of the game is... We're about to find out. In just a moment. They're shaking hands at the 50. Here's our Dr. Pepper, one-of-a-kind player of the game. It's Andrew Page. Have a moment tonight. 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 14 yards per reception. He also rushed 3 times, and he added a score on the ground as well on a sweep. It's our Dr. Pepper, one-of-a-kind player of the game. Coming up, we hand out some hardware and much more. Congrats to Andrew Page, and congrats to the Beech Buccaneers. Winners over Henry County, and they knocked the series